Today's video is sponsored by the team over at ZeroCryptoConsulting.com. Getting started as a home crypto miner can be intimidating, confusing, or just plain frustrating. Well, the team over at Zero Crypto Consulting has you covered. Zero Crypto Consulting specializes in professional, personalized crypto mining training courses, from the basics of understanding cryptocurrency to getting started mining. Currently an advanced miner looking to take your crypto mining farm to the next level? Zero Crypto Consulting can help. If you would like to see what Zero Crypto Consulting is all about, schedule a free 30-minute strategy call with their team using the checkout code @TheHobbyistMiner. Thanks again to the team over at Zero Crypto Consulting for sponsoring today's video. What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, special guest today for the topic, I'd like to welcome ChumpChange. What's going on, ChumpChange?
What's going on, guys? How you doing, Mr. Hobbyist Miner? How's things been?
Things have been good. Other than the market, things have been good. We're going to talk about that actually today. So today's topic, I invited ChumpChange to come on and talk about this. I thought we'd have some fun. It's very much going to be 5 things that we learned from our first bear market. This is my first time experiencing this, chatting with ChumpChange, the same thing. Him and I kind of came in within the same 12 months or so. So this is kind of new to us because when did you get started mining, ChumpChange?
Right at the beginning of the pandemic, basically.
Okay.
What was it, 2020? Man, it's been such a long time since that stuff's been going on, and it's still like lingering, right? Yep. Yeah, it kind of, that's really when I started getting into the mining aspect of it, but I was like dabbling into purchasing crypto, you know, with just normal Coinbase and stuff, investing and saving it type deal. But yeah, mining started 2020, I would say.
Got it. Yeah. So I came in definitely a little bit later than that. But even then, it was booming. You know, we didn't really know what we know now. We're like, nothing's profitable to mine. Electric costs are up. The economy's not doing good. It's like the perfect storm, hence the bear market. So we have 5 things that we're going to kind of share with you guys today of things that kind of wish we knew, or things that we've thought about like, man, these are lessons learned in the bear market. So the first one we're going to talk about is kind of nailing down your operating expenses, more specifically your electric rate, because that's like the biggest expense as a miner during the bull market, so that when you hit the bear market, it's not as impactful. And I think you are like the cookie cutter example of just running into multiple challenges with your operating expenses. Do you want to give us a rundown as to kind of what occurred for you with that?
Yeah, so I've always had really a high electric rate, I guess, right around 20 cents or so. And we were actually able to negotiate like half of the bill down to like 14 cents total. Wow. Right? So that worked out cool for a little bit, but it was only for a couple months. And then last month they dropped a bomb on us where they're going to be raising electric rates in the entire state upwards of 40 cents. Yeah, so they just dropped a bomb on us saying that it's going to be going up to 40 cents in the next, this month, actually. I think I'm supposed to be seeing that on my bill. So I'm not too excited about that. It's like, the dreams of running an ASIC or even, a full octo miner anymore are like, at this profitability, there's no chance. You can't do it. You know what I mean? Ethereum's gone. It's not as lucrative, right? I think that's really the end of it. There's nothing else. So I have to just wait till it comes back and see what happens.
Yeah, it's definitely rough. I mean, I think the challenges and the push of something that we have learned is like the value of having in like a locked electric rate of some kind, because I think in the middle of a bull market, we're just like, all right, cool. Everything's profitable. We're doing well. We're okay with paying the electric because of the fact that like we're making so much. But then once you hit a bear market, that profitability is gone. And so I think the big thing for me too was the fact of just locking it. I was set for 12 months, but then after that, it definitely went up. I was able to find another good rate, which worked out well, but just, I think locking in some type of electric rate so that your operating expenses don't double. Like I know for me, my electric, for about 3 months, my electric rate doubled, kind of what a lot of people are running into. Jeez. And it just made it really difficult to mine. I was able to find a supplier that was able to knock it back down. And that's worked out well for me in the bear market. So that's why I could continue to mine, but that's not the norm. Most people, their stuff's turned off like you had mentioned.
Right. So like with my situation, National Grid, right? That's who I have for a provider. You can't negotiate with them. They have like fixed rates and that's it. So like like your state, obviously
Yeah.
where you're at, it's the situation's so different because you can shop around and all that.
Yep.
I can only shop like half the bill and it's only for like 2 companies. Like
Oh.
there's no options. You know what I mean? There's nothing to choose
It's
from.
this
So
high. It's 39 cents or 40 cents. You know, pick your poison.
yeah, right. Dude, it's a friggin' nightmare. So I gotta roll with it. I gotta see what happens. I mean, I'm still running, a couple iPolos. I have the Jazz Miner X4 1U
Okay.
and then the X4Q. So I got that stuff up and mining, but it's still like one of those things in the back of my brain. Like, should I shut this off today? I don't know how the bill's gonna look. You know what I mean? So it's making me nervous. It really is because I just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely agree. So jumping on to number 2 out of our 5 is something that we've learned from the bear market is don't depend on crypto to cover your expenses. So many miners that I know during the bull market would, because they didn't really care what their electric was because they were so profitable, especially with ETH then, they were just like, no problem, I'll cash out that Ethereum that I mined just to cover my, my electric bill, my GPU purchases, and then I still got some cushion left over. And what many miners have now learned is like, okay, those profits are gone now. So where does that money come from to pay for an electric bill? Have you seen or run into anybody that has had to power off because the profits just aren't there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people in Misfit Mining, like Discord, just in general, that really say they have that issue. Because, I mean, let's be real, us YouTubers, right? We're getting, money from YouTube, obviously, to make videos. That's our job today, right? And they don't have that. So, like, we have something else to kind of fall back on, which is like, still not as lucrative as it was, right? It's like, it's down what? I don't even know, 80%, right? In revenue or something crazy. It's
too much.
It's way too much, right? But it is what it is. I enjoy doing this, so I'm not just doing it specifically for the money. But yeah, it's a lot of people are in that situation, man. They were banking on being able to cash out easy. And now with Ethereum being gone, that's another thing. Like cashing out, like any crypto that you're mining, it's like you only have you have ETC, right? That's like easy to kind of cash out. But like when it comes to like Ergo, Flux, like those things aren't on Coinbase. So someone like me, like I only use Coinbase to cash out just to simplify taxes. It's hard like to figure out what you want to mine. And then like with ETC not being so good, or just in general anything right now, it's tough, man. It's a bad situation. So yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people run into that. I mean, what about you? Have you seen that around?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people where like they've had to shut off because they can't financially afford the electric rate. Like, unfortunately, it's like the perfect storm. Like, if we weren't in the situation where electric rates were getting jacked through the roof, or we weren't in this recession and it was just a factor of like Ethereum went away, but because it's like this perfect storm now, like recession, Ethereum went to proof of stake, profitability is extremely down. Like, it's just like, man, nobody has an avenue anymore to make profits off of it. So I think you're right. A lot of these individuals that aren't even still mining, just like you had said, they're not running a lot of hardware, and most of it's speculative. Like, it's not super profitable, especially with things like Flux and Ergo. Like, when you look at your profits, it's like this slim, and those are spec coins where like you kind of want to get your kind of pocket of flux so that like when it does go up in the next bull market, you're good, versus spending on electric right now. And then like, what are you left with? Like a couple hundred flux here and there, and that's it. Like, it's just, it's definitely rough.
It's almost foolish. You'd almost rather just buy the crypto than mine it at this point, because it's you're literally fighting it all day. There's nothing you can do about it.
Which is crazy, because like, go back to like the bull market, we never would have said that. You never would be like, oh no, just buy it. It's like, no, I'm a miner, I'm gonna mine my crypto,
right. Well, what's interesting too though, like, they say hindsight's 2020. So like if we knew about Bitcoin back in 2013 and where it was going to be last year or 2 years ago, it's we would have bought a lot of it, right? It would have been way more into it, even if it was unprofitable, because we would have known later on we're going to make money. So like right now, it's just such a weird time because Ethereum going away, it's always been here. So now that it's gone, we don't know how the market's going to react when things start picking up. So it's kind of like, you're just kind of on the teeter. You're tilting back and forth, not knowing if you should get a huge bag or if you should just shut off and wait. You know what I mean?
Yep, I know that a lot of people are in that situation where they're just like they're keeping up to date with everything going on, but everything's powered down to them. Like that's kind of the case. And I think that jumps into our third one here of kind of the 5 things that we've learned from our first bear market is don't over leverage yourself with debt on hardware during the bull market. And I've seen these where like people literally like the market started to drop and man, people were frantically selling. And we're seeing this actually now with major farms where they financially have leveraged themselves to the point where like they're selling off. I mean, I just saw today S9TJ Pro for like $1,600. Like, I'm like, holy cow, like what world are we in when that used to be like 12 grand or more? But it even applies from the big farms down to even just home miners where it's like, don't go putting all your miners on credit cards during the bull market because you want to get as much hardware as you can. And then your game plan in your head is, well, based off of ETH, I'm then able to go ahead and pay this off in 6 months or 12 months because of the profits and everything. And then everything's profitable. And then the bear market comes around and you're liquidating everything. I mean, I can't believe how many farms I'm seeing, major farms that are just going either bankrupt or liquidating because they can't afford their bills anymore. Yeah,
it's super unfortunate because you think about all the people that are in those situations that were like, you know, they don't want to miss out. And, you know, let's be real, you can't blame them because that's kind of like how I would feel too. It's, you know, if you get in late, that's literally how I felt when I got into crypto. I was like, oh man, I got to buy GPUs. Like I got to do it now. So like, if I didn't get into it when I got into it and I got into it at the end, I wouldn't know any better. You know what I mean? So you can't really blame them for not knowing.
Sure.
It's so unfortunate. And I do feel for those people because it is hard. Like credit cards are the worst thing you could do. Don't ever risk more than you can afford to lose. It's like number 1 rule. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, you just got to roll with the punches. Try to just use bank money. Don't use like, you know, credit cards. That's the worst thing. Interest is going to kill you, especially in bear markets.
Something someone had recommended to me when I first started back in the bull market. I mean, you remember when I first started mining, like I was the guy with all the 4 gig cards. Like that's all I mined with. I didn't have anything. I mean, I didn't get a card that could mine Ethereum until 6 to 8 months into my crypto mining journey. And I didn't have a first 30 series card until a year into it actually entirely. But one thing that someone mentioned to me, which I did, which I'm happy I listened, was like, if you're going to expand your hardware, do it with crypto. So like what I had done so that I didn't get myself in that trouble, because I think it's very easy to do that, is like, okay, like Newegg started taking crypto. So like I could buy graphics cards with crypto, or a great example, like you're aware of, like Gold Shell. Like you could buy your Gold Shell miners. I remember like when they started dropping those, we were buying them up, and that was good because it was like, okay, I'm safe. I'm not taking on debt on the opposite side of crypto. And I'm not, using up cash, but that's that FOMO feeling where it's like, oh my God, like you had said, you need to like, oh, I'm coming to late. I need to get more hardware. And it's like, unfortunately, I think sometimes that gets you into trouble.
It does. It kills you, man. And it's, it was cool when Gold Shell decided to take crypto. I remember that. I was like, oh man, I could just pay like this. So easy. I don't have to cash it out and then transfer it from my bank to them. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, that was amazing. But that's what I did with all my profits. So I literally rolled everything into more hardware. I mean, for us, like running a business, doing this, it's, it's a write-off for us at the end of the year to invest into your business. Not saying it was a smart investment, because now, hindsight's 2020. I would probably have not invested into as many GPUs as I did, but I'm just hoping that it comes back and it actually, profits at a later date. That's kind of what I'm doing. It's a long-term game right now. That's my opinion anyways.
No, it's perfect. And I think that actually segues into our fourth one with items that we've learned during our first bear market. And you actually brought this one to the table, and I'm super happy because this one really hits home, is knowing what you know now in your first bear market, would you have planned better when it comes to what mining purchases you made? Do you want to speak a little bit to that?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what I just said, kind of like the GPUs, right? Thinking about how much money I spent physically on GPUs, like, Red Fox Crypto, every week he had like packages of GPUs. He had a bot running. It was just buying them, just rolling them in, man, like every day, right? It was like literally a problem at some point, right? For everybody. We were all doing it. We're all just buying things because like it was so profitable. But thinking back, I'm like, damn, I paid at one point, those white 30 series cards,
Oh yeah.
$900. I bought those on eBay when they first came out. $900 for 3060. That was the first version of LHR, right? I believe.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
dude, they only got like 40 mega hash. Like it was, I don't even think it was that. I think it was like 30 something. It was terrible. It was absolutely
Yeah.
terrible. Stupid decision. But I ended up for that whole rig, it was probably like $5,000. It was insane. Right. And it just wasn't worth the money. And I'm like, damn, if I only knew better to just invest that into like a Bitcoin ASIC, because I feel like, but see, like at the same time, it's
Prices were crazy high.
yeah, they were through the roof. So it was kind of like,
Yeah.
you were stuck. You were literally stuck at this point.
Yeah, I think I looking back and being in my first bear market, I feel like I wish I would have diversified a little bit better. Like, trust me, I'm all about GPU mining. That's kind of where both of us came into it. After Ethereum came a little less lackluster, and then now where we're at now, it's like, man, you're just grasping at straws to be profitable. But what I'm finding, and this is something I want to take in the next bear market, whenever that'll be, hopefully never, but it'll happen, is
Right.
like diversifying ahead of time. So when things are pumping again in the next bull market, I think it'll be easier for me to be like, oh, that 𝐿𝐴 miner is that expensive. Well, that's okay, because here's how it's going to do. I'm going to have it ahead of time. I can use it for a while. I mean, those are some of the things I'm thinking about, of just like I want to diversify more. I mean, even if it's into CPU mining as well, it's just having a variety of different hardware, so that in my next bear market, I'm not as impacted by, unfortunately, the current state of GPU mining.
Right. Yeah. We won't be so nervous about it because you've seen a bounce back. So where it could go at some point at a later date. Obviously, nobody knows if it's actually going to go up or down, but it's still one of those feelings that you'd be comfortable with now investing into something in the bear market, and you'd probably save a little more money in the bull market to do that. You know what I mean? That's where I would be anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I think back and I'm like, man, if I had like my S19J Pro, like how much longer, farther back, and just mining away and building that up. Like, now granted, they were super expensive, so I understand, like, it's crazy, and like the prices have come down right now, which is nuts, like, and that's where I think someone else I know, some of their strategy is actually to put enough cash or crypto aside to buy up a majority of their hardware. Like, some of these people are like sharks. Like, they're taking advantage of this kind of down market where they're finding bargains, they're buying up hardware, and then in the next bull market they're selling. Like, they might not even be miners. They're just like full tradesmen, just like merchants, just like buy up and resell. But that's when they buy a lot of their hardware, is like during a bear market. And I'm like, ooh, like, do I take note of that and put aside a little honey pot and be like, okay, in the next bear market, I'm going to wait till it's where we are now and buy up like, 10 S19s, or whatever the product is then, when they're $1,600. I mean, it's crazy.
It's kind of brilliant. What was the S19 going for? Wasn't it around like 17 grand or something crazy? It was like
something
up there,
stupid.
Right?
I've seen it like at the height, it was like way up there, and then we've seen it now slowly come down.
Right. You just say $1,600, like I'm nervous. I think I'm gonna have to call Hawk after this, make sure he's not gonna commit suicide, because he was saying something the other day about this, and he was like, I feel so stupid. I paid that much money for mine, but at the same time, you wouldn't have known they were gonna go that low. It's just, and it sucks. It hits home when you say $1,600 though. That's crazy. That's so low.
So this is the type of video where, like, in the next bull market, I'm going to promote this video and throw it out there to try to be like, hey, remember when, because these are the types of things you wish you knew. So then moving on to our fifth one here to wrap things up for today is, during the bear market, this is me experiencing this too, I'm now seeing that there are so many new coins popping up. I mean, literally on websites, you could see the latest like coins coming up, and it's like every other day there's a new coin popping up, and it can be a little scary and a little challenging. We've seen some of these are on like one where we kind of default to, like ethhash, where we're like, ooh, that's an ethhash one. Maybe that'll take off. I can mine it easy. But what are you seeing and concerns that you're seeing with some of these new coins coming out right now in a bear market?
Yeah. So my biggest thing for, the new coins coming out is like, what are they after, right? Why are they coming out now? Like, why is everybody trying to do this now? So concern, obviously, with everything in crypto is rug pull, right?
Yeah.
Like a cash grab. Somebody's just trying to make a crypto that is going to do okay because it seems like it's for GPU mining. But once the bull run hits, is it going to stick around? Are they going to just wait for it to pump? And are they just going to, you know, withdraw everything and then it crashes? I mean, we've seen it time and time again. It's just, again, those new coins, man, they're just so scary. And there's been so many. The list is just unbelievably long. Like, I'm not going to name any coins. I don't want to like bash anybody, but it's just in general, it's so long. And it's just the amount of people that are talking about low coins or new coins, or I don't know. How do you feel about it? Like, do you have anything specific that you think?
Well, I think the challenge is like there's two things for me. First off is what I'm seeing is it's so easy to turn up a cryptocurrency now. Now, I don't think I could do it, and I don't know if you could do it, but there's probably people within our circles that could turn up their own coin very easily,
right?
Because it's very cookie cutter now. It's like, okay, a lot of these new coins come up on either _POW or what we've seen in the absence of Ethereum is ETH hash algorithms, where we've seen them pop up. And it's like all of a sudden they're popping up during a time period where people are looking for things to mine and spec mine. And so they're just hitting these like easy cookie cutter steps like, bam, I can turn up cryptocurrency in how long? And then on top of that, what we've seen actually since Ethereum is some questionable wallet methods that come with, like, you know, there's some shady situations that occur where the new coin pops up, people rush to it, and then all of a sudden we learn that, oh, if you installed it on here, it overwrites this coin or wallet, or it steals this coin. Like, holy cow, like, talk about like some shady methods. Those are some of my biggest concerns, where it's like with all these core wallets where you never know what you're installing. It's just packaged into the core wallet.
Right. So we had my man Yeti actually dove into a core wallet for us for a coin. I'm not going to mention the coin, but I was like, hey, can you check this out? Like, what's going on with this thing? Because there's people reaching out to me. It was another like gaming coin, right? That's all I'll say. But I was like, just dive into this and see what it's about. Make sure it's cool. And there was some. It wasn't like a virus, but it was. I guess it was. It would steal your keys to any other core wallet on your computer. So like if you had, you know, a regular Ravencoin wallet, a 𝐂𝐸𝐴 wallet, like it would take all those cores, like all your keys from those core wallets and just save them. And I was talking to some guy that was just, I feel so bad because he was so naive about it, right? I was like, listen, like that compromised your wallets. Like I was telling him, I'm like, download it on a new computer, transfer all the money, just send all your funds over there. But he's like, but all my stuff's still there. I'm like, but you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm like, if they have your seed phrase, it's gone in 2 years. It ain't gonna be gone now. They're gonna take it when it's worth something. So I'm like, just cover your ass, like put it somewhere else. And you know you're safe now, right? Because I told you it's a friggin' scam. I'm not lying to you. I can show you the proof. Like,
better safe than sorry, though. Like, wouldn't you, like, your response to that would just be like, all right, I'd rather be safe. I mean, imagine down the road after you've mined for like 3 years and all of a sudden you log in and you're emptied out and you're like, what happened? And there's a lot of people we know. I mean, I am definitely one of them where like I used to install all my core wallets on one machine and I got nervous. And so then I set up something more robust with like a Hyper-V server and individual VMs for everything so that there never was that crossover, because you never know what could happen. Like if you don't have a ChumpChange or a Yeti around that are investigating and looking into these things, you may never know, and it could just be there in the background. And hopefully now we're going to make a bunch of people nervous about all the
right. So it's not, I wasn't saying that to make anybody nervous, but it's I was telling him to, you know, change it to another wallet that he made, nothing to do with me. So I wasn't like, hey, send me the crypto and I'll take care of it. Like, it wasn't like that, but I want him to be safe. And it was somebody I knew that already downloaded it because he was asking about it too. And I'm like, just cover your ass, man, please. Like, it's all I can ask, because you will be disappointed if it's gone someday. But yeah, man, you got to be safe. And by the way, that server thing is awesome. I can't wait to do that. I have to do a server.
Yeah, it's really easy. It makes it simple. It's on. I know it's on the list. I love it. I love it. It's safe,
so much stuff, but it's
peace
like
of mind.
buying things. You know, buying things right now and this time. It's like, I know, but I want to. I do, and it's a very good idea. So if you guys can either put all your core wallets on like an SSD. I don't have it right here. I'd grab it and show you, but literally just an SSD that you can get like a wire that plugs into the USB. Just load all your core wallets onto an SSD that you can unplug from your PC and put it off to the side somewhere. You know what I mean? And just every time you're going to download a new one, plug it back in, throw it on it. There you go. You're good to go. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about it being on your PC connected to the internet. So it's kind of a cold wallet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Or you could take that route that you did and do the whole server thing. And that's on my list. But Not right now.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, just be careful. That's the big one with all these new coins popping up, definitely. Well, guys, that is going to wrap things up for this video. It was a lot of fun hanging out with ChumpChange, talking about 5 things that we have learned from our first bear market. If you guys have some to add, leave comments down below. Let us know some things that maybe we missed, some things that you want to share with people, maybe some experiences as well. Feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll leave a link directly to this guy's channel over there, ChumpChange. Go over and give him a subscribe. Check out some of his latest content, especially on his solar content with mining, which is very unique. And from myself and ChumpChange, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Peace.
Octominer and 9 other YouTubers are going to be giving away 10 prizes to 10 lucky winners. Each YouTuber has their own custom design that has been created and will be available for sale starting on November 1st. There will only be 50 shirts of each design available to buy. Each t-shirt purchase will be worth 50 entries, without any limit on the number of shirts you can buy. You don't want to purchase a shirt? No problem! We got you covered! There are free ways to enter just by clicking the Gleam URL link down below in the description. We will also be giving away a portion of the proceeds to the Water Project Incorporated, a 501c3 nonprofit organization unlocking human potential by providing reliable water projects to communities in sub-Saharan Africa who suffer needlessly from a lack of access to clean water and proper sanitation. The Community Crypto Tuber 500 giveaway will run from November 1st to November 29th. Those will be the available dates to enter. We will be having a live stream on YouTube to select the winners randomly using Gleam on Wednesday, November 30th. Good luck!